6 months. That's all it takes. Not a year, not 10 years. Just 6 months of consistent, focused discipline. Most people underestimate what can happen in 6 months because they overestimate what can happen in a single day. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the small, repeated actions that shape your identity. Discipline is not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. It's showing up when it's uncomfortable. It's choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. It's waking up early, focusing on the task that matters, and protecting your attention from distractions that steal your future. Right now, somewhere in the USA, someone just committed 6 months to themselves. They don't feel special. They don't feel lucky. They just chose to stay consistent. 6 months from now, their life will be unrecognizable. Why? Because small, disciplined actions compound into massive change. Your brain will resist. It will beg you to sleep in, to scroll endlessly, to postpone the hard work. That resistance is not your enemy. It's your training partner. Every time you act despite it, you build mental strength. Every time you obey it, you reinforce weakness. 6 months of discipline rewires your brain. It turns I can't into I am capable. It turns hesitation into action. It transforms your identity. If you're listening to this, chances are you want more. More focus, more control, more confidence, more success, more clarity. You want to stop procrastinating, stop wasting time, and finally feel proud of the person you see in the mirror. This audiobook is not here to hype you up for a few minutes. It's here to rewire how you think, how you act, and how you live. Discipline becomes unstoppable when structured into daily habits. Your morning decides your day decides your future. Start with your first hour. Wake up intentionally, make your bed, hydrate, and move your body. Even 5 minutes of focused movement sends a message to your nervous system. I am in control. Then pick one priority task, 1, not 10. Focus your energy there. No multitasking, no distractions, just progress. Your environment matters. Remove temptation, silence notifications, clear clutter. Protect your attention as if your life depends on it, because it does. Nighttime is equally important. Reflect on what you did, not to judge, but to adjust. Plan tomorrow. Reduce friction. Lay out priorities. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about repeatability. Can you do this tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after? That's how momentum builds. Energy, sleep, nutrition, and movement all affect discipline. Train your body to support your mind. Train your mind to support your body. This synergy makes focus automatic, effortless, inevitable. Discipline alone isn't enough. Mental toughness turns effort into results. It's calm under pressure, consistent when emotions fluctuate. It's refusing to quit when everything inside you wants to stop. Your mind will fabricate excuses. Just one day won't matter, or I deserve a break. That's the lie of inconsistency. Real strength is showing up anyway. Consistency is boring. Boring is powerful. Anyone can push hard for a week. Few can remain consistent when motivation fades. That's what separates ordinary from extraordinary. Self-control grows with small wins. Start by resisting the first 5 minutes of distraction, then the next 5. Momentum builds. Perfectionism hides behind procrastination. Discipline chooses progress over perfection. Imperfect action beats perfect intention every time. 6 months of mental toughness and consistency creates unshakable confidence. Not because life is easier, but because you become stronger. You trust your decisions, your routines, and yourself. That's freedom. That's power. Discipline becomes effortless when it is part of your identity. Don't aim to be disciplined. Become the person who is disciplined. Behavior follows identity always. Every action, every follow-through, every small choice reinforces the story you tell yourself. 6 months of consistent identity-aligned actions changes your self-image permanently. The challenge is simple but powerful. For the next 6 months, live by your standards. Protect your focus, respect your time, and show up even when motivation fades. Every small win compounds into confidence, clarity, and control. Imagine 6 months from now, mental clarity, calm focus, unshakable confidence, and trust in yourself. That version of you is waiting to be built, not by luck, but by deliberate, consistent, disciplined action. Commit now. Take control. Discipline is not temporary, it is permanent. 6 months from today, your future self will thank you or regret that you didn't start. Your action starts now. Before you move on with your day, pause for a moment. Breathe. Let this truth settle in. Your life is not shaped by big moments. It is shaped by the small decisions you repeat when no one is watching. Discipline is not loud. It does not seek attention. It does not announce progress. It works quietly, day after day, shaping your future while others remain distracted. You don't need to remember every word you heard today. You only need to remember one thing. Show up, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. There will be days when discipline feels heavy. On those days, reduce the load, not the standard. Do less if you must, but never do nothing. Momentum is fragile, but it is also powerful. A disciplined life is not a restrictive life. It is a free life. Freedom from regret, freedom from chaos, freedom from constantly starting over. When you live with discipline, you stop negotiating with your potential. You stop wasting time proving yourself to others. You become internally grounded. That grounded confidence is rare. As days turn into weeks and weeks into months, you'll notice a shift. You react less. You focus more. You doubt yourself less. You trust your decisions more. That is the real reward. Discipline sharpens your instincts. It clears mental noise. It aligns your actions with your values. And once that alignment is built, success stops feeling forced. It feels natural. You will outgrow people. You will outgrow habits. You will outgrow old versions of yourself. That is not loss. That is progress. Stay disciplined through that growth. The world rewards visible results, but discipline rewards character, and character sustains success long after motivation fades. If at any point you feel lost, return to the basics. Wake up on time, do the work, move your body, protect your focus, repeat. Complexity kills consistency. Simplicity builds it. Remember this. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not lacking potential. You are simply one disciplined season away from a different life. 6 months is not long, but it is long enough to change everything. Stay the course. Stay consistent. Stay disciplined. And when life finally reflects the work you put in quietly, you won't need to explain anything. Your results will speak for you. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. 6 months. That's all it takes. Not a year, not 10 years. Just 6 months of consistent, focused discipline. Most people underestimate what can happen in 6 months because they overestimate what can happen in a single day. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the small, repeated actions that shape your identity. Discipline is not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. It's showing up when it's uncomfortable. It's choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. It's waking up early, focusing on the task that matters, and protecting your attention from distractions that steal your future. Right now, somewhere in the USA, someone just committed 6 months to themselves. They don't feel special. They don't feel lucky. They just chose to stay consistent. 6 months from now, their life will be unrecognizable. Why? Because small, disciplined actions compound into massive change. Your brain will resist. It will beg you to sleep in, to scroll endlessly, to postpone the hard work. That resistance is not your enemy. It's your training partner. Every time you act despite it, you build mental strength. Every time you obey it, you reinforce weakness. 6 months of discipline rewires your brain. It turns I can't into I am capable. It turns hesitation into action, and it transforms your identity. If you're listening to this, chances are you want more focus, more control, more confidence, more success, more clarity. You want to stop procrastinating, stop wasting time, and finally feel proud of the person you see in the mirror. This audiobook is not here to hype you up for a few minutes. It's here to rewire how you think, how you act, and how you live. Discipline becomes unstoppable when structured into daily habits. Your morning decides your day. Your day decides your future. Start with your first hour. Wake up intentionally. Make your bed, hydrate, and move your body. Even 5 minutes of focused movement sends a message to your nervous system. I am in control. Then pick one priority task. 1, not 10. Focus your energy there. No multitasking, no distractions, just progress. Your environment matters. Remove temptation. Silence notifications. Clear clutter. Protect your attention as if your life depends on it, because it does. Nighttime is equally important. Reflect on what you did, not to judge, but to adjust. Plan tomorrow. Reduce friction. Lay out priorities. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about repeatability. Can you do this tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after? That's how momentum builds. Energy, sleep, nutrition, and movement all affect discipline. Discipline alone isn't enough. Mental toughness turns effort into results. It's calm under pressure, consistent when emotions fluctuate. Most people think they lack discipline, but what they really lack is emotional control. Your emotions will change every day. Your responsibilities won't. Mental toughness is learning not to let your feelings decide your actions. You can feel tired and still show up. You can feel unmotivated and still execute. You can feel uncertain and still move forward. Consistency begins the moment you stop asking, "How do I feel today?" and start asking, "What needs to be done?" Your mind will test you. It will create excuses that sound logical. It will exaggerate discomfort. It will convince you that skipping once doesn't matter. But consistency is fragile in the beginning. One excuse becomes a habit if you repeat it. Mental toughness is saying no to that voice without drama. No negotiation, no emotional reaction, just action. You don't need to win every day. You need to refuse to quit. Progress is rarely dramatic. It's subtle, quiet, almost invisible. But it's happening, even when it feels slow. Most people quit right before things start working. They confuse delay with failure. They mistake boredom for lack of progress. Mental toughness is understanding that growth often feels uneventful. Consistency is boring, and boring is powerful. Anyone can be disciplined for a week. Anyone can push hard when motivation is high. Very few can remain consistent when excitement fades. That's why consistency separates average from exceptional. You build mental toughness by keeping small promises to yourself. Show up when you said you would. Finish what you started. Follow through even when no one is watching. Every time you do that, you strengthen your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start seeing yourself as someone who finishes. Your self-image determines your behavior. If you see yourself as disciplined, disciplined actions feel natural. If you see yourself as inconsistent, quitting feels justified. Consistency is how you change that identity. Your environment matters. Mental toughness doesn't mean relying on willpower alone. It means removing unnecessary temptations, structuring your space to support focus. Discipline is not heroic. It's strategic. Reduce friction. Remove distractions. Make discipline the default. There will be moments when life disrupts your routine. Travel, stress, unexpected problems. Mental toughness is adapting without abandoning discipline completely. Even a reduced effort maintains consistency. Something is always better than nothing. Perfection is not the goal. Persistence is. When you miss a day, don't miss twice. That rule alone can change your life. One mistake doesn't define you. Repeating it does. Mental toughness is resilience. It's the ability to reset quickly, to return to discipline without guilt or self-criticism. Guilt drains energy. Discipline restores it. Consistency builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence builds courage, and courage opens doors you once thought were closed. You don't need external validation when you are consistent. Your progress becomes your confidence. 6 months of this mindset will make you mentally unshakable. Not because life becomes easier, but because you become stronger. Discipline creates stability. Stability creates clarity. Clarity creates direction. When your mind is clear, decisions become simple. You stop overthinking, you stop second-guessing, you trust your process. That trust allows you to move forward without fear. Lasting discipline is not built by force. It is built by identity. The moment you stop trying to act disciplined and start seeing yourself as a disciplined person, everything changes. Behavior follows identity. Always. Most people fail because they try to change what they do without changing who they believe they are. They say, I'm trying to be more consistent, instead of saying, I am consistent. Language matters. Identity matters. Your brain is always trying to stay aligned with how you see yourself. If you see yourself as someone who quits, quitting feels natural. If you see yourself as someone who shows up no matter what, discipline becomes automatic. The goal is not to force yourself for 6 months. The goal is to become someone who doesn't need force anymore. Identity is shaped by evidence. Every disciplined action is proof. Every follow-through reinforces the story you tell yourself. Over time, that story becomes solid. You don't need to make discipline dramatic. Quiet consistency builds identity faster than intense effort ever will. When discipline becomes part of who you are, decision-making becomes easy. You don't debate whether to work. You work. You don't argue with your routine. You follow it. You don't rely on motivation. You rely on standards. Standards define identity. You will notice a shift in your perception. Tasks that once felt daunting now feel manageable. Distractions that once captivated you now seem trivial. Your energy will expand. Your focus will sharpen. Your confidence will grow because it is evidence-based. You will trust yourself again. Trust in your process. Trust in your standards. Trust in your consistency. Self-trust is rare, but once cultivated, it transforms everything. The world will tempt you to quit, to ease off, to settle. You will face days when progress feels invisible. That is where discipline separates ordinary from exceptional. Ordinary people chase quick wins. Exceptional people invest quietly in themselves. Every disciplined decision creates compounding results. Every small win builds character. Every repeated effort strengthens identity. 6 months of this relentless consistency rewires not only behavior, but the very essence of who you are. Your body supports your mind. Treat it accordingly. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, they are not optional. They are tools of discipline. Your energy fuels focus. Your strength fuels resilience. Movement trains mental toughness. Physical discipline becomes mental discipline. Your nervous system adapts to the demands you place on it. This is how habits become automatic. This is how routines become natural. This is how success becomes inevitable. By the third month, you will notice clarity. Decisions will come easier. Procrastination will diminish. Energy levels will stabilize. You will feel a sense of calm in the chaos. Your confidence will not be contingent on results. It will be built on action. Action becomes proof. Proof becomes identity. Identity becomes permanent transformation. 6 months is not just about completing tasks. It is about becoming the type of person who does not require force to act. The disciplined identity is resilient. It is patient. It is internally motivated. It does not chase external validation. It does not wait for approval. It does not collapse under pressure. This identity protects your future by default. This identity allows growth to become effortless. This identity is unstoppable. Your habits are your architecture. Build them with intention. Morning routines, focused work sessions, physical activity, reflection at night. They are the pillars. Each pillar supports the next. Each supports the life you are creating. Each reinforces the person you are becoming. Discipline does not happen by accident. It happens through deliberate design. Structure your day. Structure your mind. Structure your life. Obstacles will appear. Life is unpredictable. Stress, interruptions, setbacks, they are part of the process. Mental toughness is resilience under pressure. Consistency is doing the work even when the path is uncertain. Each challenge faced strengthens the foundation of your identity. Each setback endured increases your capacity to handle future trials. Discipline is tested in adversity, proven in persistence, and rewarded with transformation. 6 months from now, reflect. Look back at the person who started this journey. Compare them to who you are becoming. The difference is your daily choices. Small, consistent, intentional choices compounded over time. You will notice that what once seemed impossible is now manageable. Confidence will not come from luck. It will come from evidence. Evidence that you can trust yourself. Evidence that your decisions lead to results. Evidence that discipline is permanent. Internal discipline frees you. It liberates you from chaos, from indecision, from dependency on external factors. It allows you to navigate life with calm, clarity, and purpose. It allows you to act decisively. It allows you to stay consistent even when life tests you. It allows you to become a person whose future cannot be dictated by circumstance. Your 6-month journey will change more than habits. It will change identity. It will change perspective. It will create self-trust. It will create confidence. It will create a sense of agency over your life. You will stop chasing shortcuts. You will stop relying on motivation. You will stop questioning whether you can succeed. You will know. You will be capable. You will be consistent. You will be disciplined. And that will become who you are. By the end of 6 months, you will no longer recognize your old self. You will look in the mirror and see a person who honors their commitments, protects their focus, takes responsibility, and consistently grows. You will feel control over your life. You will feel alignment between your actions and your values. You will feel confident in the person you are becoming. This is the reward of discipline. This is the outcome of consistency. This is the transformation that only time and effort can create. The world will continue to move. Opportunities will appear and vanish. Chaos will try to creep in. Distractions will call for attention, but you will be prepared. You will have trained yourself. You will have built systems. You will have developed resilience. Your mind, body, and habits will support your goals. You will act with intention. You will live with purpose. You will succeed because you are disciplined. 6 months from now, you will not need motivation to act. You will act because it is who you are. You will live as evidence that consistent discipline builds extraordinary results. You will show the world not by words, but by the life you live. You will embody success, focus, and mastery. And everything you dreamed of becomes achievable because you built the person capable of achieving it. Your journey does not end here. The habits, routines, mindset, and identity you build will carry you far beyond 6 months. They will compound, expand, and scale. Life will test you. It will demand more, but you will be ready. Because discipline becomes internal. Because consistency becomes natural. Because growth becomes your lifestyle. You will live the life you committed to, the life you designed, the life you deserve.